What's up, everyone? ODC, that's me here, and be sure to check out BigBoyCollectibles.com for all your G.I. Joe action figure needs. Whether it's vintage or new, BigBoyCollectibles.com will have it. Yo, Joe!
What's going on, everyone? ODC, it's me here, and today's review we're going to take a look at the WWE Elite Collection Flashback. I almost said series there. Elite Series Flashback Nasty Boys, Brian Knobbs and Gerry Sachs. We're going to take a look at both Nasty Boys today because I just don't see a point to doing a separate review for both, seeing as they're tag team partners. And they both look really good in package, I do have to say. Turning around to the side here, both packages to the side, you have some side artwork, looks pretty good. Good representation of the Nasty Boys right there. Turning around to the back, we have, we'll just go with Brian Knobbs first. He's 6'1", 295 pounds. That's a big boy right there. He's from Nastyville. Oh my God, not Nastyville. I've been there before, and it's pretty nasty. Wink, wink. Anyway, he signature moves are the pit stop and the trip to Nastyville. They've been World Tag Team Champions, WCW Tag Team Champions, and WCW Hardcore Champion has Brian Knobbs. I don't remember him being Hardcore Champion, but then again, I didn't watch a ton of WCW back in the day. Gerry Sachs is the larger of the two. He's 6'3", 290 pounds, also from Nastyville. Pit stop and the trip to Nastyville are his signature moves as well. He's been a World Tag Team Champion and a WCW Tag Team Champion. So, both very impressive. Look at the impressive tooth that he's missing right there. My lord. A face only a mother could love. There's the other side artwork here, and let's not waste any more time. We'll get them both out of packaging, and we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back with the Nasty Boys out of packaging, and we got Brian Knobbs here and Gerry Sachs right here. They both come with these plastic. I really can't stand these plastic coats. They really should have came with some sort of cloth coat. Hopefully down the line Mattel starts really 86ing this rubbery material for these coats, because you can't do anything with their arms. They just look like they look like Gumby, for Christ's sake. I don't know. Turning around to the back, I do like the design on the back. That looks pretty good. It says Nasty Boys right here. It even has the chains, which were actually used instead of these are trench coats. These are actually used as ties, so you would wrap this around and then tie it in the front, but they took the belt off and made it into a chain, which is pretty cool. But you can take the coats off pretty easy. It is a nice pliable rubbery material, so it doesn't take much to take them off, and that's how I'm going to have these guys posed, because it just looks ridiculous with the coat on. I'm just not a big fan of it. But moving on from the coats, because not really much else to say besides fodder right there. The sunglasses came out pretty well, and they do balance on their heads pretty well. I do have to give them that. You can remove them. And there's Gerry with his missing tooth. I think the head scan's pretty good. It's a pretty decent representation of what he looked like when he was younger, and don't really have too many issues. The bodies are pretty much the same, the exact same, and it makes sense. I know Sachs is a little bit taller than Knobbs, but and he actually is a little bit taller just by the placement of the head, because they used the same body. They kind of sunk Knobbs' head down on his neck, as you can see here, and they kind of brought Sachs' head up, so he's a little bit taller. But, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world, because with the majority of these Elite figures, they're usually don't have the best range of motion in the neck anyway, so some do and some don't, but especially when you have long hair here, you're not expecting them to have great range of motion. Now with Knobbs' face sculpt, I would say that this might be a little bit of an older face sculpt for Knobbs. He also has this paint defect on his face here. Not a big fan of that. I tried to scrape it off, but it's just not coming and not coming off, and I don't want to force it too much, and then I'm scraping some of the plastic off, because this isn't a painted, this is just plastic skin tone. The hair is painted a nice blonde color, very nice, lovely flowing mullet we have here. It's almost like a mohawk that's down, but it's not. You can see how long it is in the back and how short it is up top. Oh, those mullets. They couldn't get enough of them in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s and the early 2000s. Here's Gerry Sachs head sculpt. I think it looks really good, like I said. The mullet looks pretty good. Comparing the two mullets. Welcome to the mullet dome, baby. You gonna die. Sorry, okay. Like I said, the bodies are pretty much the exact same from head to toe. The only real difference between the two are the arms, and one says Sags, and what? Well, it says Sag right here. It's supposed to say Sags. I don't know why they didn't pluralize that. But in this one says Knobs. That one has a little skull and crossbones right there. But that's really the only difference, is the head sculpt and the arm tattoos. So, other than that, pretty much the exact same body. So, even if you go shoulder to shoulder, you can tell that it's pretty much the exact same body here. Just the head placement is different on the body, and I don't mind it. I think they both look pretty good. I would have actually preferred if they didn't come with the coats and maybe just came with the sunglasses and title belts. I don't know what it is about me and title belts. I just have to have. I mean, if they were champions at one point, give us the title belts. You know what I mean? But they look pretty cool. I got these on sale. I got a really great deal on these. They were on sale at Walgreens, and they just happened to both be there. I think there was numerous times where I just saw Knobs and no Sags, and for some reason I couldn't find Sags anywhere. So I did get them. Would I recommend them? Sure. I think it's a good representation of the Nasty Boys. Where they did reuse parts, it works because they're a tag team. They're supposed to look similar. Just to point out, they have your basic, elite articulation. I'm not going to go through it because we all know it at this point, so there's no point to really going through it. We'll get to some size comparisons in a minute, but I also wanted to point out the sculpting on the boots, and really good accuracy to the boots that they had. The Nasty Boys trying to look very early 80s punk rock here. But really good sculpt on the boots. I do like them. Actually, you know what? I'll just bring in another tag team that I'm going to actually shoot the review of next. And we'll just do a little size comparison with the Legion of Doom. The Elite 30 Legion of Doom. And we're going to shoot this review next. Right up on the way. So there's a little size comparison there. And if you take off their pads here, Legion of Doom's a little bit taller, and that works, I think. Hawk and Animal were a little bit taller. I think Hawk was around. I think Animal was around 6'2", and Hawk was around 6'4". So there's that little bit of information for you. So they were a little bit on the larger side, and even taking Hawk and Gerry Sachs, which they're around the same height, 6'2", 6'3". I think it works. It works well. And we'll just do a little comparison here. And Knobs is a little bit shorter without the hair, if you don't count the hair. But so overall I do like this set. And sorry for the reach over there. And I think they look really good. I'm definitely going to give these guys some title belts, some tag team title belts that I have left over. And we'll have them set up. And they're actually the current EWA tag team champions, by the way, the first ever. If you follow my 2K16 live stream. But anyway, enough about that. definitely 2 thumbs up here for the Nasty Boys. Go get them, and you can get them relatively cheap. I think on eBay I found them for what, 18 bucks each on a couple, but I kind of held out and waited until maybe I saw them in store. But yeah, they're definitely not hard to get, and they're for a good price, and I would definitely grab them because I feel like maybe eventually people are going to want them more down the line, and a lot of people that pass them up are going to end up kicking themselves for it. I know I did that with the Legion of Doom, and I just acquired them, and I had to pay a little bit more out of pocket for them now because they're a little bit more difficult to get. So don't make the same mistake I did and grab these guys while they're at least retail or cheaper. So that's my little advice. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.